Good afternoon, guys. Myself and Sam are looking at the analysis even of Argentina pre-game 2. We're going to have a mixed delivery, so it'll be me for a bit, then Sam, back and forth. The key areas that we're looking at are the way that Argentina pass the ball, the pressure Brazil offer, the way Brazil go forward, Brazil's crossing, potential changes to formation, and we'll offer general conclusions at the end. So without further ado,
one of the main points we focused on with the Argentina team was their main passing ability, how they led from the back with Burdizo as the main centre back, with 4 of the main 5-man midfield being involved, all of them having very high pass completion ratings, with even Benega having 79 passes made and 70 received, so he was one of the main playmakers out throughout the whole team. Here we looked at sort of the different parts of the midfield. Obviously with the left with Di Maria and Pastor, you can see most of their passes completed are on the left hand side, up and down the pitch, as well on the right with Benega and Messi, just dominating every section of the midfield. Mascherano, who was the centre man, the holding man, spreading the ball wide up the pitch, also looking back and incorporating all players of the team. Here's just another picture just to show how dominant they were in the middle of the park, with 147, 212 passes completed to Brazil's 184, 145. They also, you can see how much they use the wings as well as driving through the middle, and also just play switch from one side to the other, just incorporate all of the team, not afraid to go backwards either. Yep. And here we have, moving on to Brazil's pressure, we have 2 different clips. First one showing how Brazil stand off Argentina. As you see, the main pressure is slightly more concentrated inside the pitch. We notice the forwards applying very little pressure to the back line, just letting them play out. And this clip leads to an Argentina chance on goal. It was given for offside, but the play was just as open as it could be, and Argentina just free flowing. This second clip shows similar results at the start, with Argentina passing the ball freely throughout the team, left to right. And when it gets 2-on-2 and Brazil apply pressure, they're forced to go backwards. And then, as we said earlier, with the Brazil forwards, no pressure whatsoever at the start. So Argentina calmly pass the ball into the middle, and then as soon as it gets into the middle third, Brazil apply the pressure, win the ball, and they're on the attack. And a bit of bad choice selection of the pass, which we're going to focus on now. John, we'll come back.
thanks Sam. As Sam said there, we're going to focus on kind of 3 very basic coaching points: selection of pass, movement of players, and position of the opposition. Or position of the opposition. What you saw there was where they won the ball back. Brazil then went on the attack. So we've got a piece of video here from that point. So you can see the ball's won. As play moves forward, we would probably question if there may have been a better pass there that they could potentially choose. So the way we looked at it there, the position of the players there, we feel putting the ball into the middle of the area, if I use the red bit so I'm not blocking your view, is that when Ronaldinho can actually run into the space, therefore you split in the centre halves, the centre half has to chase back, he has to turn, and he's effectively out of the game. Or, on that, well, if he did actually make the ball in here, you've also got an overload on the far side of the pitch, where the 2 spare players can actually make the space, because you would argue the fact that that player there would have to cut across to cover the attacking play. Or the other option that we potentially felt is the pass could be over past the centre half, the full-back's not in the game, and that way the winger would have straight on goal. Again, it all comes down to quality selection of pass, movement of plays, and where the opposition are. On that, the other weak area came down to crosses. Successful crosses delivered from Brazil. 3 crosses, a variety of whether it went to the near post, to the centre, or to the back post. But the more worrying statistic is that the unsuccessful crosses, 4 from each side, 5 went to the near post, but were not picked up by a Brazilian player. So I think it's the old coaching idea, the fact that if you don't beat the first man or potentially the second man with a cross, you're not going to get an attempt on goal. And also when they did beat the first man, the player most likely to pick up the ball was, remember, the Argentinian goalkeeper. So you're obviously not playing the right type of crossing. Neymar did pick up 2 crosses, but the rest were all cleared by various players there. Daniel Alves was the most dangerous player from the crosses, so we're going to focus on what he can do well, maybe what he can improve. But the fact is, 8 cleared by the defence, 8 cleared by the keeper. It's the wrong type of cross, which we'll now focus on, which is Sam can. So you see here, just play going on. The cross here again ends up. Sorry, let's make it next time. Sam's black clip again for me. So just the same clip again. Almost the fact the cross actually picks up and comes behind the centre forward with his back to goal straight away. He's not going to have a chance on goal. This one from Daniel Alves. Better play, better use of the wings. Great run from Alves to get into position. The cross here again, effectively slightly behind the centre and then forward. You'd potentially argue if the ball is played into the corridor of an uncertainty in front of the player, he doesn't have to stop his run, doesn't have to turn. He can basically hit the ball, hopefully first time. If for some reason you miss the ball, you've also got the chance for an overlap behind to pick up any of the spare pieces. It's just really down to the fact of where you're going to cross the ball in. Maybe target somewhere around the edge of the side there as a target. That's where you want to hit the cross. Another bit of cross action here. You'd argue that the nature of the Brazilian centre forwards, you want a low, hard cross. On this occasion, you have the overload at the back post. I'd say that was bang on the right decision to do. Admittedly, there was a few issues there. There wasn't a shot on target. Just wait for the clip to end. As I said before, still with 2 players circled, I believe that was the right choice to make. Areas of pitch you're crossing from will put it into the back stick. However, if Sam can play the clip again. Ready? If you watch Ronaldinho's position from where he releases the ball there, Ramirez there, stop it there, Sam. Ramirez, I'd argue there, he probably should be going for goal. The fact is, if you're in the 6-yard box, you should be going for goal. The other centre forward there in the middle, ideally placed if the keeper was to get a hand to it or push it out, he can pick up the scraps. More worryingly though, is the fact that if he did look for the support play, after Ronaldinho and the defender released the ball there, Ronaldinho made 12 yards, the defender made nearly 20 yards to get to the ball and actually clear the danger away. Really basic support play, but you'd argue with 5 Brazilian players in the area, we should be having a strike on goal. Over to Sam.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, as we saw earlier, with the passing match just showed how dominant Argentina were in midfield. So we thought, from the formation, we can see Brazil's formation had 3 in the central midfield, where Argentina had 5. It just showed how dominant the 5 could be. And from this, we thought of a formation that they could perhaps change from, still having 4 at the back, but the 2 sort of wing back being further forward. So when they're attacking, it becomes sort of a 2-6. 2-6-2, with these staying as far forward as possible, and then in defence having 5-3-2, having 5 at the back just to keep the ball up as far as possible, with the 3 in the middle chasing, and trying to sort of hold the 5 in the middle. We also noticed on the passing and the possessions that Messi does not stay on the edge. He normally tries to come inside and help the attacker, which would primarily help the 3 in midfield to sort of retain possession and play it about a bit more. So, go on then.
I'll go January.
Yeah, to conclude, team formation, there's some to work on in training. Team formation, trying to get everyone in the right positions at the right time, going forward and backwards, changing the formations to suit the play. Pressure on the ball, and the players, as we saw, the strikers not applying enough pressure to the Argentinian defenders. So just to pressure the ball, make them make mistakes. Focus on the selection of pass, to look up, see where the players are running to, where there are gaps. Pass the ball into their movement of the players as well, looking into the gaps. And lastly, working on crossing, to look up, see where the players are in the box. As we saw, a looped cross was better when we had 2 at the back, and also when there's players running in low and hard into the keeper, will be the best for us. So, are there any questions for me or John about this? Any of our decisions?